Viper. On my neck when I got it on me, and I remember I was broke. I've been sipping on this juice and I just hit him for his brick. I'm tripping off my chili and I ain't tripping off no bitch. Said money isn't everything, some stupid ass shit, cause I ain't never had no problems that the chili couldn't fix. I'm out here getting money, spent that chili on my bitch. I heard he wanted issues, so I bought some extra clips. If it's pressure, I got extras, put a body on my stick. She said she found somebody else, she find that nigga in that ditch. My little bitch kinda toxic, but I love her, she can't breathe without me. Hate when she alone, she swear that she can't sleep without me. Let her play her part to the letter, hard to be without me. Ex is still broke, said she can't afford to bleed without me. Broke baby mama, the only thing that she gon' be without me. Keep it in the tuck, I'm a shooter, they gon' see about me. Shoot your left eye for the chili, how I creep about me. Tell her best friends I'm getting money when they speak about me. Swear to God, oh, bitch, chilled up, 100 on the ground by the pound, told him pick him up. Oh, bitch, chilled up, chopper with a drum, 100 rounds, told him pick him up. Oh, bitch, chilled up, 100 on the ground by the pound, told him pick him up. Oh, bitch, chilled up, chopper with a drum, 100 rounds, told him pick him up. Now I've been gone for a minute, let me remind that nigga. It's Mr. 40 to your fade and push your line back, nigga. Got his loner where he sleep, ain't hard to find that nigga. Or he a NASCAR fan, a Glock could dry that nigga. Got the lows for the cheap, put them hoes on the street. You acting bold on IG, well I crash and repeat. Don't let that bitch hype you up, I leave you cold in the street. K lift the nigga up, so I'll blow it at his feet. Put a body on my bitch and my switch like they best friends. Call of Duty guns ain't got no FNs. They say be the bigger person, some shit I can't let live. Headshots to change your mind, ain't thinking about no best shit. My whip from overseas, my weed is domestic. Beat a nigga like a bitch, like I'm trying to go domestic. The guns don't test it, write the name, you got that message. Bring that drama where you live, it's like the young and the restless. Swear to God, oh, bitch, chilled up, 100 on the ground by the pound, told him pick him up. Oh, bitch, chilled up, chopper with a drum, 100 rounds, told him pick him up. Oh, bitch, chilled up, 100 on the ground by the pound, told him pick him up. Oh, bitch, chilled up, chopper with a drum, 100 rounds, told him pick him up. Oh, hoes on the street, acting bold on IG, I crash and repeat, nigga. 60 bands on my neck when I got it on me, and I remember I was broke, I never let him homie. Make sure y'all shop richtraphouse.com. Make sure y'all get into richtraphouse.com. Get some of this good Words Are Hard merchandise, man. We got hats, we got shirts, we got hoodies, and we got the Virgin Mary In Jesus' Name I Pray collection. You see, got the good angels on the side, man. You see, good angels on the side. Good angels on the side, you feel me? And then, of course, on the back, In Jesus' Name I Pray. So make sure y'all get into that. If y'all haven't got into that, richtraphouse.com. This is interesting, man. We got Dame Dash talking about Jay-Z and having a beef with Joe Budden. For those of y'all who don't know, Dame Dash, Jay-Z, and Joe Budden, excuse me, were all, I don't want to say maybe label mates, or something like that. I think that Jay-Z was like the president of Def Jam when Joe Budden came along, something like that, to where Jay-Z played a part in Joe Budden's career as an executive, but they saying that Jay-Z was a hater of Joe Budden. So we finna jump into this content, man. Shout out to the Art of Dialogue. Let's get into this content. Let's go.
Speaking of Cam, how did it come about him signing to Rockefeller?
I mean, I was managing Cam, Mace, and Bloodshed, and Big L as a group called the Children of the Corn. You know, this is before any of us really, you know, I mean, like Big L at that point was doing the most. He had a deal. And, you know, Cam used to be around me a lot. You know, he was the young fly guy because he was playing ball. He had won, like at 15, he won MVP at the Rucker. And, you know, I was a little older than him. And I was getting more money than most kids my age, put it like that. And his aunt lived in 1199, or someone related to him by Bloodshed. His cousin Bloodshed. He lived in D building. I lived in B building. So I would see Cam downtown, and I would also see him because I was on 142nd. He was on 139th and 40th. So I would see him uptown. And, you know, so we had that kind of pause, kind of connection. And then he went, so I was either way, like, I was Like, so when I was moving Jay around, Pause, and the original Flavor, I was also trying to do things with Children of the Corn, you know? But for some reason, I forgot what happened, and we went our different ways, and he ended up with Un, and then we were kind of like, we fell out for a minute. And I remember, I'd seen Cam and the Dipset, they was with Un, and they were rehearsing. And I think they had this record called F You, and they were rehearsing, and it was like they were rehearsing, and I just happened to be there. A lot went on that night, I ain't gonna hold you. But they were rehearsing, they were all going F You, and they were like doing it to me. Like, and I was pissed the f off, like, yo, let me talk to y'all. So I took him and Jim to the side, and I was like, yo, because, he was with Un, and them niggas was from Brooklyn. And I'm like, yo, I don't give a f if we beefing or whatever, we from Harlem. We always got to stick together. Don't ever disrespect me in front of anybody. Like, we always got to be good money. It was a real serious conversation. And then I didn't see him for a while. And some other shit happened that night was crazy. I got into it with Un or some shit, and everybody had to come down. It was crazy. But anyway, years later, I think my man Rel called me because Rel's from the block and put me on the phone with Cam. And Cam, I was like, yo, what up? Because I wasn't ever going to, like, turn my back on him. I guess things were going sideways with Un. And I said, come over here. But first I had to get him off his deal. So, I went in there. Her name was Polly Anthony, I think her name was. Polly Anthony. She was running shit at the time. And then there was this other A&R, and Cam and them linked on him heavy. Either way, we got him off Sony. I got MOP off Sony too, or helped strategically. And, I brought him over to Rockefeller from there. I mean, for me, anybody that I f***ed with could come to Rockefeller if they respected, the art. So that's why Big L was on his way to Rockefeller. Like, once I had the plug, pause. Like, once we were on, I was trying to look out for everybody, to be honest.
How was having the plug? Pause. I don't get
So that was a real thing then. Big L signing to Rockefeller.
Yeah, it's not a rumor. That's a fact. I hadn't spoke to Jay about it yet, but I was doing it. You know what I'm saying? That once I say I'm doing it, I'm doing it. So it was just a matter of us getting it. That would be the thing, is I always had to have sign off from all three of them, and this dude would be gone. So I had to do things different. But yeah, Big L, he was definitely. He was gonna be a Rockefeller.
You think Jay would have been down with that?
I mean, he wasn't down with Kanye. He wasn't down with Nori. He wasn't down with Dipset. He wasn't down with a lot of shit. But at the time, because I had Biggs, it didn't matter what he thought, because it would always be 2-1. And Biggs would always rock with me. It's not like that.
It's quietly seeming like Dame Dash took this as an opportunity to throw Jay-Z under the bus. It seems like that's what was going on right now. It seems like Dame Dash saw an opportunity right now to kind of throw a little bit of shade at Jay-Z, because it was no point of bringing up Nori. It was no point of bringing up Dipset. It was no point of bringing up all these other people who you say that Jay-Z wasn't too keen on signing, unless you're trying to destroy those relationships that they have. We know that Dame Dash and Nori are having a little bit of a back and forth right now. They're having a little bit of a 1-2 step like Sierra. You feel me? They having a 1-2 step like Sierra. And I'm not sure where Jay-Z sits with Kanye West right now, but their relationship has been off and on rocky. So it's interesting that Dame Dash decided to bring that particular set of situations up. It kind of seems like there's a little bit of hateration, holleration in this dance or-y, but let's keep going.
Now, but, that was where, and now that I think about it, that's why he wanted to get rid of Biggs. Damn, I can't believe I never thought about that. It was because of the voting power.
I could see the transition in my field. I had to sit back and ask myself, am I going to...
So basically, Dame Dash is saying that Jay-Z even wanted to cross out Biggs. Like, this is a little unnecessary. Like, why are we getting here?
In all these years, I never thought about that. Damn. That's why he wanted to get rid of Big.
You think Big L signing with y'all would have took him to the next level?
anyone that signed to Rockefeller went to that next level. That was the algorithm. Algorithm wasn't even a word at that time, but the behavior pattern and the pattern was just based on. I had too many. Yeah, there's no way because I had the thing is when my block is clicking, I let people put their work on my block, and our block was clicking, and Big L was like, regardless to what, he was good. I'd have had him with the right producers. I would have had him with the right publicists. I would have been able to pay for co-ops. I would have been able to make sure that, he did his promo tours correctly. I would have been able to make sure he was surrounded by the right people. That's what I did with everybody. I'd have been able to make a movie. That was my thing, Every crew that came through made a movie. And he would have came through with a crew. And then him with, like, Dips. Oh, my God. It would have been crazy. Him with MOP. Like, even Graph. Like, Graph is still rolling now. Like, the guys that... I had the whole second phase of Rockefeller set up. Like, Cam, MOP, State Property, Joe Buttons, Nori. I had all of that set up. Like, Rockefeller wasn't going nowhere. And I was doing that from Rockware office. You know what I'm saying? And bringing the rock and roll and all that. Like, if Rockefeller wouldn't have got dismantled, it would, that's the only thing that's sad about it is it didn't get to realize its full potential. We were just getting started.
And speaking of Big L, him and Jay had a battle, right?
They battled on 139th Street with me. Yeah, that happened.
How did that turn out?
It was a good time. In that moment, I would say Jay won because he had to go on Big L's block and survive. But we went on Big L, but he went with me. You know what I mean? So Sean Arnold was like, you think Jay's on? Because they used to tease Jay every day in Harlem all day long. They thought he was the class clown. They used to cut him up all day, until he blew up. And Steve Mack act like, he was doing that because he was with me. I don't care what his reason was. They gave me hell over that guy. So when he would pull up, that's why we used to have to battle all the time. Because I'd be like, my man will bust your ass, pause. And he came to Harlem, and Sean Arnold came up and was like, Big L's over there right now. I'm like, whatever, let's go. And we went over there. But again, it wasn't ever like a tough thing because we were all family. That was really my neighborhood. Even though I was from 1199, I still consider dudes over there family.
Yeah, I seen something online about how Joe Budden, he never got a Rockefeller chain. I had no idea he was on Rockefeller.
Yeah, because, I wasn't allowed to do my big one, pause. But he didn't put out an album with us. So to get a Rockefeller chain...
Damn, I didn't even know that Joe Budden was on Rockefeller. That explains so much why Joe Budden do not like Jay-Z. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Let's get into this.
Put out an album. So once you put out an album, that's when I would give you a chain. Like I wouldn't give you a chain. Like Sparks and Oskino never got chains either because they never put an album out. Big Face was telling me Sparks had brought that up the other day.
Yeah, I heard Jay, he didn't want to sign off on Joe album.
He didn't want no parts of that shit.
What was his issue with him?
What was his issue with everybody, bro? He always had an issue. I don't know. Jay was retiring since Reasonable Doubt. He wanted to get the fuck away from us since Reasonable Doubt. Like, when I see everything, I'm like, why else would he retire every, year, but not retire? So, it was always a problem, with anything that kind of like had the potential to be another anchor for us so we didn't have to depend on him. He didn't want none of that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. That would have been a dope move, too, him being on Rockefeller.
I like that anytime that someone tried to lyrically battle him, that he would step right back. Like, Joe Buttons could rap. Back then. I don't know what he's doing now, but back then he could rap. And also, like, he was like so what was happening was anyone that was kind of on Def Jam, that was getting neglected, like Joe Budden, I think, was on Def Jam, and so was Nori, and they were shitting on them. So I'd be like, yo, just come with us. You know what I mean? Like, Twister was supposed to be a Rockefeller. I gave him a chain, I think. But Craig Coleman was hating, and Kanye fucked that deal up. Common Sense was supposed to be a fucking Rockefeller. John Legend was supposed to be a Rockefeller. Like, I taught John Legend. Like, I would have never took John Legend on the road with Kanye and paid for him to go around the world to sing before Kanye sang, unless I thought that he was going to sign with Rockefeller. He did some sneaky shit and went to Sony. But we broke John Legend's career as well.
That's true, because John Legend was all over everything with Kanye West and Mos Def, Talib Kweli, and Freeway. That's very true. That's very true. All right, man, we up out here to the next one. Y'all know the deal. It's red dots to the left. You know the rest, and it's free. Avenue Angel Tweets free. We gone.